That was some preseason. I gotta admit it. Sunday Night Football's back. It's awesome. I'm ready for the season though. Great preseason, but I'm ready for the actual NFL season. Well, either way, like and subscribe. I'm hoping you enjoy the recap.
Afternoon. Wide open down the sideline.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another NFL recap. Today we are doing week 3, so basically every game. Let's just get right into this. It's Colts Lions. This game, I have to admit, I didn't really watch this one. I remember seeing Jacob Easton throw a really good pass, like a really good deep ball. It was actually a really nice deep ball. He threw a nice deep ball. So he went 10 of 14, 74 yards. He did his job. Brett Hundley threw a really simple touchdown. It was a quick slant. He threw a nice touchdown. Yeah, but that was fine. He did good. And then Sam Ellinger was perfect passing, but we didn't really see any type of sample size from him. Either way, rushing, they actually were able to run the ball pretty well. Pretty well is an understatement. Deion Jackson had 10 carries at 81 yards of touchdown. He could just run all over the Lions. Desmond Patton, he should have a roster spot. The rest of these guys, like Tarek Black, dropped 2 passes. I remember seeing that out of the film I watched, but nothing really. Defensively, Isaiah Kowski, he didn't miss a tackle. He's probably gonna get it. But Jordan Glasgow might get cut. There's some guys here I don't really like, but it was, and then of course it's DeMichael Harris had probably earned himself a roster, but Rodrigo Blankenship was money kicking. And then for the Lions, David Blau was bad. 13 of 21, 117 yards, interception. All these were on play-action checkdowns. I'll just tell you that. I watched most of David Blau. And then I didn't watch any of Tim Boyle, but I guess he threw a touchdown. Jamar Jefferson, he ran the ball. They couldn't really run the ball again. It's kind of concerning, but whatever. Quintus Cephas, Gianna Miles, and both that catches. Oh, yeah, Darren Fells, he's going to be on the team. He's using backup. Rashad Perryman got cut. Not surprised because he dropped a couple balls. Amon-Ra St. Brown needs to be in there. Victor Bolden, nah. You need to put Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's their best receiver on the team. I'm just going to put it that way. Their defense is not very good. Simple as that. So the Lions go 0-3 in preseason, and the Colts go 3-0 in preseason. I don't know if that's usually not a good thing, but who knows with the Colts? They've had a wild offseason. Just let it load. Okay, now the Eagles and Jets, it was a tie, and it was a bad game overall. Joe Flacco, he was probably the best player. If I had to give a player of the game, it was him. He was 13 of 16, 188 yards, 2 touchdowns. When he was out there, he did his job. Nick Mullins didn't look that bad, 10 of 14, 98 yards. Elijah Holyfield, he wasn't as efficient as he was 2 weeks ago in the blowout, but he really wasn't that bad. He wasn't bad, he just wasn't as efficient. Kenneth Gainwell couldn't run the ball for his life. No, literally. It was the touchdown that was 20 yards, and he didn't run the ball at all. Other than that, they couldn't really run the ball. These numbers are deceiving. Joe Flacco ran for a couple yards. Boston Scott was whatever. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside finally actually played decent. That's about all I have to say about him. Boston Scott, let's just say this, he had more than 7 times the amount of receiving yards as he had, but the long touchdown probably helped. Jalen Reagor had a really nice catch. It was like a glitch. It literally just popped up. Same with Travis Fulgham. He had a nice catch. Defensively, they put pretty. TJ Edwards, he's going to probably be one of their starters. And Sean Bradley, too. They played really well. Though we're not going to talk about the J.J. Arcega-Whiteside on the special teams. That was funny. Either way, John Hightower had a couple decent returns. But you're going to have to expect this. Yeah, 31-31 was the final. It was a tie. Yeah, it was a tie, and that's basically all I have to say about it, because It was actually a pretty darn good game. There was a Hail Mary at the end of it. It was a Hail Mary at the end of it, and that basically saved the game. James Morgan was pretty, to say the least, 13 of 23, 158 yards, 2 touchdowns, and interception. He should have a Heisman. Josh Johnson, maybe. He'll probably be their backup quarterback, 7 of 8, 73 yards, touchdown. He's played in the NFL. He hasn't been good. He played in the, what was it, XFL. He wasn't great, whatever. Josh Adams, whatever. They ran the ball. They could run the ball pretty well, to tell you the truth. Jeff Smith got like 3 carries for no reason, but it worked, so I get what they were trying to do. Kenny Yeboah actually led their team with 2 touchdowns. He's gonna get a roster spot. I'm just gonna tell you that. He saved the butt of James Morgan twice. And then yeah, Lawrence Cager had a touchdown. Yeah, made to save the game. Either way, Michael Carter to catch. That's encouraging to see because he doesn't really catch the ball. Defensively, no one really played that well. I have to admit that Blake Cashman had a solid game. Fodi Kasi, he had a good game. That's about it. One of the sacks I remember was literally just a blown block, so I can't really say much else. The Panthers absolutely annihilated the Steelers. Yeah, that's what happens. Oh yeah, and the Jets are undefeated preseason 2-0-1. Eagles won't win this. 0-2-1. So the 34-9 was final. Pittsburgh finishes 3-1. Panthers finished 1-2. So that's good. Yeah, I was writing this down. Okay, either way, talk about this game really quick. Dwayne Haskins. So he started out 1 for 6 with an interception. He did not look good, but he looked a lot better after that. He went 9 of 16, 108 yards, a touchdown, interception. So good bounce back. He had a rough start. It's gonna happen once in a while. I think Dwayne Haskins played pretty well this preseason. Not great, but he's played pretty well. Josh Dobbs, he wasn't really able to get the ball downfield at all because the Panthers secondary played so well. He was 6 of 11, 35 yards, whatever. Benny Snell, they couldn't run the ball for their life. That's just the simple truth. Kalen Balazs actually looked decent on his 2 carries, but that's a really small sample size. Ray McLeod is probably their fastest player. He had a burn. He absolutely burned. Who was it? I think it was Justin Burris. He actually burned them. Nice touchdown. A couple other guys had, but they weren't really efficient in the passing game. Defensively, Robert Spillane, he should start over Joe Schobert. Heck no, I'm just joking. But he played well. Chris Wormley, he had an assist tackle. I haven't heard that name in a long time. Panthers. Sam Darnold, he played absolutely phenomenally, like he should have, because he was playing backups. Other than Robert Spillane, 19 of 25, 162 yards, 2 touchdowns. Other than the safeties on the Steelers, I have to admit their secondary isn't great. Philip Walker was fine, 5 of 10, 83 yards. Will Greer was fine, 5 of 7, 77 yards. They only could run the ball with Spencer Brown for some reason. Chuba Hubbard couldn't run the ball really. Mostly, he had one nice run. That's all. And yeah, that's about it. So Spencer Brown, yeah, good for you. Yeah, but he did have 1 more carry, but he had like 20 more yards than Chuba Hubbard. Yeah, Trever Lawrence didn't really have a great last game. Terrence Marshall is their best offensive young star. Like DJ Moore, like I get they were starting like the Steelers didn't start anyone, but man, Robbie Anderson, he couldn't catch a break. So the one he couldn't catch a break because his touchdown was at like the 6-yard line. He had a touchdown on another catch, but he got shoestring tackled. He was not happy about that. Terrence Marshall, he had a good game again, 343 and a touchdown. DJ Moore was productive like he should be because he's their best receiver. Dante Jackson, he did really well. Stanley Thomas Oliver, he did pretty well. Sean Chandler did pretty well. Yeturgos Montes had a really clean sack. Brian Burns had an interception. It was a really bad pass by Dwayne Haskins. It was a duck. It got tipped up. But it was like a bad pass to start off with. Like, it shouldn't have been tipped. Yeah, that's what I hate about this thing. It takes like 5 seconds to load. Either way, yeah, 34-9, your final was pretty interesting. The starters for the Panthers were up there. They did what they were supposed to, and yeah. Chiefs, Vikings is actually a pretty darn good game. Vikings are 0-9 in preseason, 0-3 in preseason, but at least they played pretty darn well. 3-0 in preseason for the Chiefs. Vikings, Kellen Mond was again not great. Like, he throws for these yards. Like, he's just so inconsistent. Like, there's so many good plays he makes, but he's even worse than Trey Lance. Here's why. He just doesn't have the arm talent as Trey Lance, and he's not as accurate as Trey Lance. He has the confidence, and it doesn't look like he's going to lose the confidence at all. He can read the field pretty well. He just doesn't have a great arm, and some of the throws he makes are just bad. 16 for 23, 196 yards. Yeah, he's going to get the ball downfield, interception, whatever. It was a pretty darn bad pass. Like, not a dumb decision. You just couldn't get the ball there fast enough. Kirkwood's out there, and he got sacked, like, 5 times. I'm just joking. That was an exaggeration. But even 5, 7, 57 yards, like, whatever. Jake Browning was awful. He almost had, like, 3 pick sixes. It's at the end of the game, but, like, the guys who dropped those could be cut. Running the ball, like, Kellen Mond actually ran the ball fine, which he should be. Ito Smith was so bad. He couldn't run the ball at all, like, the whole game. They just kept handing it off to him on one drive. He just stunk. KJ Osborne, he has a roster spot, I'll tell you that. Amir Smith, yeah, he should have a roster spot because over the preseason he's been really consistent. Chad Beebe, whatever. They didn't really have anyone. Dakota Dozier, like, caught a pass because it was he just got clobbered. Kirk Cousins. Yeah, Harrison Hand, yeah, like cornerback, yeah, either way, he led team tackles. Xavier Woods, he was pretty good on the outside. He got burnt. Cameron Dantzler got burned, whatever. He's 10 times better than Jeff Gladney. Dalvin Tomlinson had a pretty good game. And then the Chiefs side, I keep forgetting how to say his name. Either way, he went 20 of 33, 231 yards, 2 touchdowns, interception. He just kept eating the ball downfield on one drive, and it ended up in an interception. I'm like, whatever. It wasn't at the end of the game. It was close to, though. Mahomes, he looked like Mahomes. 8 of 917 yards, 2 touchdowns. Yeah, he threw a no-look sidearm pass to Travis Kelce. He was pretty sick. Yeah, Derek Gore, yeah, they ran the ball pretty well. It wasn't great. Like, Darwin Thompson, he only had 3 carries for some dumb reason, but whatever. Derek Gore has a roster spot because he absolutely bailed out Shane Buccelli, whatever the heck his name is. Marcus Kemp, he had a good game. I expect him to because he's a pretty decent receiver. Travis Kelce, yeah, he looked pretty good in the one drive he played. Tyreek Hill, whatever, he's too fast. Demarcus Robinson, whatever, he had his game. And then defensively, no one really played great, but they held them decently. Alex Okafor, he looked pretty darn bad. Nick Bolton had his first 2 tackles. That's good. Jerry Sneed, he got burned once, but he made up for it with a really nice tackle on that same drive. Yeah, so Chiefs 3-0, 28-25 your final. Yeah, Vikings look really bad in preseason. Just telling you that straight up. Yeah, they came back, which they should have. But because they have better backups than the Chiefs, but I'm just telling you that straight up. Okay, yeah, this was a very bad game. Jordan Love was pretty darn average, to say the least. Like, he's coming out of an injury. I'm not surprised. He was pretty accurate. He didn't look like here's the thing. The first drive was the only bad drive, if I have to admit that. Like, they didn't put up a point, so I'm like, ugh. But here's the thing. The Packers are 0-3 in preseason. Like, they haven't started anyone the whole preseason. I'm not surprised. Like, the Rams did too. But either way, Jordan Love, 12 of 18, 149 yards, interception. The interception was such a bad pass. It was on like the second drive. He just couldn't do it. Kurt Bankert had to come in, and he was he was better than Jordan Love. But at least Jordan Love, like, I like to see the 149 yards because he did bounce back. Like, he didn't have a bad game. He just didn't have a really good game. They got shut out. It was pretty ugly. They could actually run the ball pretty well. Like, Patrick Taylor was the only guy where I'm like, don't hand it off to him. A.J. Dillon, I tried to hand it off him like 5 times in a row. Like, the first 2 runs were good, and then they just got stuffed. Malik Taylor, whatever. He had a decent game. They got shut out, so it wasn't really help. Their defense, honestly, didn't really play that bad. Like, when you have 2 guys with 5 tackles, it's pretty good, and they're your middle linebackers. That's good to know. And they got tackles for loss. Yeah, Josh Allen, 20 to 26, 194 yards, 2 touchdowns. Played the whole first half, did whatever that he wanted. He bullied the Packers defense. Couple times I'm like, don't run it, but he did. So, like, whatever. He did what he's supposed to do. I'm really confident in him. Jake Fromm, he was basically perfect. Some of the throws he just wasn't going to make. I wasn't surprised. 10 of 16, 87 yards, whatever. Davis Webb came out, and, yeah, he just got 3 and outs. 3 of 6, 23 yards. Jake Fromm ran for a touchdown. He, like, absolutely plowed through someone. No, it's a joke. He ran it, and he had a wide open lane. Matt Breida had a long long run. It wasn't that long, but it felt really long. They didn't really run the ball that much at all, if I had to admit that. Gabriel Davis, he had this, Josh Allen threw a dime, so yeah, touchdown. He got a touchdown. Cole Beasley had a decent game. Diggs was not in, of course. Brandon Powell, he's on the team, of course. Probably not going to have a roster spot because he dropped 2 wide open passes. Zach Moss had a touchdown, pretty easy one. Defensively, Vernon Butler, I'd say, had the best game. Yeah. Wasn't really close. Micah Hyde had a really easy pick. Like I just said, bad throw by Jordan Love. It was like a deep ball. It was underthrown. He just didn't look the same. So yeah, the Bills shut out the Packers. The game of the week, Ravens. They just set a record. They won 20 straight preseason games. They blew out Washington, 37-3. Oh yeah, in the NFC East, they lost. The Ravens won 2 more games. Have won 20 times the amount of games the NFC East won this year. This season for preseason. It's pretty funny. Yeah, it was a blowout. I'm like, can they do it? We got the answer, that's for sure. Yeah, so Tyler Huntley, he threw 4 touchdowns and he just refused to stink because he was so good. 24 of 33, 285 yards and 4 touchdowns. He looked so good the whole game. Yeah, I remember one of his touchdowns was on a bootleg easy pass, but whatever. Lamar was out there for a drive, 3 or 4, 29 yards, whatever. They ran the ball like they bullied their team. Like Nate McRae got most of the carries. Like I like Nate McRae. But that 3.1 yards per carry concerned me. But then the other guys picked up the slack. Like Tyson Williams came in a couple times and helped them. Gus Edwards looks pretty good. J.K. Dobbins is out for the season, of course. That's sad, but whatever. Eric Tomlinson, I've never heard of him. He caught a touchdown somehow. Tylan Wallace is the bootleg one I was talking about. That was the easiest touchdown I've ever seen. James Prochet, he almost was overthrown, but he made a nice catch. But Benjamin Victor, he kept himself on the roster because he had a really nice touchdown. Jalen Ferguson had a good game. He had a couple good tackles off the edge. They didn't record a sack, and they still won. To tell you that. Justin Ellis, I haven't heard of him in a while, but yeah. Washington, it was ugly. Kyle Allen, 10 of 2,200 yards. Like, he looks like Kyle Allen from 2019, just Steven Montez, he was putrid throwing the ball. He was not good. 5 of 10, 28 yards. Running the ball, they couldn't run the ball for their life. Jonathan Williams, forget him. Jarrett Patterson, they ran it with him twice, get him out of there. But he did catch the ball again. That's good. 315, 5 yards per carry. They didn't really do much in the passing game, to tell you the truth. They really didn't get anything going. Antonio Gandy Golden, he's probably going to be his best receiver out there. He got shut down a couple of times. Jordan Konziak, he had 10 combined tackles. It was absolutely just him swarming in there and cleaning stuff up when they need him. Jeremy Reeves is going to get cut, probably. Jimmy Moreland, whatever. He got burned once. He'll be in the roster still because he's their 3rd corner. But, yeah, Washington put up a stinker against the Ravens. The Ravens are just good in preseason, I guess. Bears-Titans, it was a great game. Probably the best preseason game. Nick Foles, he looked pretty good against a bad defense. Titans just didn't play well the whole game. They just kept giving up yards after yards after yards. But they picked up the slack on offense too. They weren't absolutely dominating the Bears, but they got short fields a couple times and good returns. Nick Foles, 10 of 13, 242 yards, 2 touchdowns. Probably the best game I've ever seen out of Nick Foles, I'll tell you that. Justin Fields, he was not putting the ball downfield. I know why, because when he was out there, he was I'm not, he had a lead. He's I'm not forcing the ball downfield. 7 of 10, 54 yards touchdown. The touchdown was a nice pass. They could not run the ball for their life. Simple as that, because they didn't really run the ball at all. Receiving, Jesper Horsted, I guess he's the guy that had the great game. 5 receptions, 104 yards, and 3 touchdowns. I've never seen that thing. Daz Newsome again had one huge catch, and that was it. Khalil Herbert, he's the most underrated player on this team. Simple as that. Christian Jones again had a good game. I like Christian Jones. Pick was from Andy Gold by Danny Trevathan. It was literally right to him. That's what I hate about the Titans. Yeah, like I said, Daz Newsome, he could not return. He had 1 return. It was for 4 yards, and that was it. He just got tackled right away. Anyway, Logan Woodside, he did not look good. 12, 1,700 yards, 1 touchdown, interception. touchdown was like a rinky-dink one. The interception was that was just easy for him. Matt Barkley, 126 yards, interception. He blew the game. Simple as that. They could run the ball relatively well. Like, it wasn't great. They could run the ball in the red zone. That was for sure. That's where they got their touchdowns. Either Cameron Batson had a nice touchdown. He should have it, but whatever. I don't know how a fullback has the receiving yards. I know he had one, like, 48-yard catch. He would not go down. It was like the George Kittle catch, but, like, intensified. Elijah Molden, again, looked like the best player on this team. He was all over the field. 3 tackles. Yeah, that was a little underrated because a couple more times. Monty Rice, Caleb Farley both cleaned up too. That's a little concerning seeing that Caleb Farley there, but like I said, the Titans defense didn't play very well. Elijah Molden was a beast though. Okay, Bucks Texans. The Bucks finally won a preseason game. That was concerning. To say the Bucks didn't play well would be stupid because Tom Brady was out there. Tom Brady, like, he gave him a lead. They didn't really lose it. Kyle Trask didn't stink like he did a couple weeks ago. Yeah, sorry, Texans. You didn't finish undefeated, but you were playing Tom Brady. Yeah, Tom Brady, 11-14, 154 yards, touchdown. Like, he should have been perfect, honestly, but whatever. Kyle Trask did even better than Brady, but no. Brady forced the ball downfield like 5 times. It was all completions. Kyle Trask, his 2 incompletions weren't bad. Like, he had a good game, 146 yards interception. Blaine Gabbert was pretty bad. 4 of 10, 24 yards interception. Not great game. Running the ball, they could not run the ball unless they gave it to Ronald Jones in the first drive. That was about it. Chris Godwin, yeah, you should do that. You were playing backups, basically. Never heard of Cody. Never heard of you, Cody. Mike Evans had a really nice catch on one of them. O.J. Howard still can't get involved. It was like a quick check down. That's what, basically. When they put them, okay, D. Delaney, it was just so many bad passes. Okay. There were 3 interceptions thrown by the Texans. They were, like, D. Delaney, he just got right to him. And, like, D. Delaney, no offense to you, but you're bad. You were just, like, in there at the right time. That's kind of true. Because Davis Mills was absolutely like Jameis Winston. 10 of 27, 106 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He wanted the ball downfield. He couldn't complete the ball downfield. Tyrod Taylor, he was out there. He's pretty good. 6 of 9, 31 yards. He might not even throw for 3,000 yards this season. Well, he will, but he was like, he's not going to risk it. They could run all over the Bucs defense after, like, Philip Lindsay was out there, like, with the first teams. Nah, that was the only one. They could run the ball whenever they wanted after that, though. Davis Mills, still thinks he's going to run. Nah. Chris Moore, I haven't heard of that name in a while. Alex Erickson can burn anyone. Yeah, I'll just say that. The touchdowns were in the red zone. That's what I didn't like about them. They didn't have there were no big plays. Christian Kirksey, yeah, he was out there, whatever. I like this defense a lot. Like, Whitney Merciless, Christian Kirksey, Neville Hewitt, he was so underrated. He's so underrated. So you have those 3 guys, and you have Gruber Hill and Zach Cunningham, who did not play because he's their best player on their defense. Yeah, I just want to say, yeah, they have some really good linebackers. Neville Hewitt, he was actually really good last year. He's probably, like, no one notices him. He's a good player. Broncos, Rams. The Broncos should be paying their pants right now because the Rams almost beat your first team, and that was sad. That would have been sad. Okay, the Rams went 0-3 preseason. Other than the first game, they played really well. I'm not concerned because it's preseason, and we had our backups in the whole entire stinking time. Yeah, Bryce Perkins, 23 of 42, 201 yards, like, whatever. He played pretty well. He got sacked a couple times, a lot of incompletions, but he played well. Yeah, we only ran the ball with Bryce Perkins, like, well. Otherwise, you couldn't really run the ball. Receiving, Tristan Jackson had a good game. Like, he has to have a good game because if he wants to stay on the team. Yeah, we could run the ball pretty well. Defensively, we played really well. There was a good interception by Christian Rosebud. I've only seen that guy play once. That was last week. Didn't see him play very well, and he played pretty well then. It was in the end zone, too. It was a good pass. It was a good job. Oh, no, it wasn't in the end zone. It was like, whatever. They took over in good field position. Yeah, story of the game, the Rams could not capitalize in the red zone. Teddy B, 6 of 11, 62 yards, interception, touchdown. He didn't look great. Got to admit that. Drew Lock looked like good. 5 of 7, 67 yards, interception. Brett Riven was putrid. Simple as that. They couldn't run the ball. Yeah, they could not run the ball. Melvin Gordon, like, what do you expect? He's their best player. Offensive weapon. Otherwise, they could not run the ball. Like, Rams came to play defensively in the run game. And over the whole game, Cortland Sutton had a nice touchdown, and Austin Ford had the game-winning touchdown. Whatever. Defensively, Von Miller could not get to the quarterback because Tremaine Ingram kept holding him. Either way, yeah, they got to the quarterback a couple times, only twice, but I like how the Rams defense played. The Broncos just came to play in the red zone like they always do. Okay, Seahawks, Chargers. Chargers, sorry. Yeah, you're just not good in preseason. Like, I don't know what you think about Chase Daniel, but they couldn't. Like, he was fine. Like, 9 of 12, 7 yards. He got a fumble. Like, it was just bad pocket awareness. They couldn't run the ball. Easton Stick was 10 of 17, 76 yards. They could not do anything, really. Like, receiving, forget about that. Defensively, like, Nick Neiman was out there by himself, basically, because he was the only one trying to make tackles. Otherwise, it was just the Chargers had a stinker, as they say. Hey, but at least the Seahawks finally won a game. Yeah, Sean Mannion, 13 of 15, 77 yards, touchdown. Geno Smith, 11 of 15, 90 yards. He looked better than Sean Mannion, to tell you the truth. Running the ball, they could run the ball okay on like the first couple of plays, and they just couldn't at all. Receiving, nah, whatever. And then defensively, like Nick Bellor, who somehow had tackles. He's a D tackle and he's a fullback. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah. The Cardinals didn't play because of a hurricane. So yeah, if people just want to know why they're not playing, sorry. They didn't play. Okay, either way, Trever Lawrence finally threw his first 3 touchdowns. He looked like, yeah, what the Cowboys defense did. They sucked. 11 of 12, 139 yards, 2 touchdowns. He looked perfect, almost basically. Jake Lewin, same thing. 16 of 18, 137 yards, touchdown. C.J. Beathard just didn't decide not to have it today. 5, 10, 86 yards, interception. He just decided not to have it. Okay, so yeah, the Jags, they finished 1 and 2 in preseason. Like, whatever. Whatever, the Cowboys went 0-4. I'm not surprised. They really didn't decide to start anyone. Not like they had some guys play. Like CeeDee Lamb played a little, but they didn't really. Yeah, they could run the ball all over with Devin, but yeah, that's it. Yeah, I can't really run the ball. Receiving, Laviska Shenault had a good touchdown. Farrell Cooper had the touchdown one of the touchdowns, the first touchdown that Trever Lawrence threw. Laquan Treadwell had a nice touchdown. He like plowed over somebody. Defensively, C.J. Henderson probably was the only one that impressed me, really. That's about it. Cowboys, 34-14 was your final. Garrett Gilbert was good. 9 of 16, 87 yards, touchdown. Ben DiNucci, yeah, he finally played decent. 8 of 16, 93 yards, touchdown. The completion percentage is going to be like that. Simple as that. Cooper Rush was not good. 4 of 8, 16 yards. Rushing, they couldn't run the ball because they never really did run the ball. They run the ball with 3 guys. That's probably not what they're going to do. Receiving, they didn't have anyone who really caught much. Except Semi. Foyuku. I like him because he mossed, who was it? Whatever. Malik Hooker had an assist tackle. That's the only, like, highlight. I'm just joking. Either way. 4 more games to go. This thing was on CBS. Reed Sinnett, I saw him a little last week against who was it? I honestly forget. He saved the game. He just threw over the Bengals defense. That's a little concerning, but 22 of 33, 343 yards, 2 touchdowns, interception. He played decent. Like, give him credit where it's due. He played well. He threw for 343 yards in preseason. That's pretty good. They could not run the ball for their life. Garrett Dose could be their power back. I'm just going to tell them that. That could be a possibility. Malcolm Perry just was the only one who was actually going to make any big plays. Like, Kirk Merritt, he had the touchdown that won the game. It was it was another Miami miracle, but it wasn't in Miami. Chris Myrick, was this the one? Either way, whatever. It was one of these 2 guys that had the touchdown. Defensively, nothing really impressive. Like, Noah Benogany got burned. Pretty much cooked the whole game by whoever. Kyle Schumer, yeah, he was their quarterback. He looked pretty well. Joe Burrow, we'll talk about that in the Bengals roster grades. Yeah. Kyle Schumer, 18 of 27, 206 yards, touchdown. He's a field general like his dad, basically, but his dad is a coach, not a player. Yeah, but final score is 29-26. It was a pretty darn good game. Not as good as the game known as the Bears game, but it was still good. Brandon Allen, 5 of 9, 87 yards, touchdown. He's a good backup. Like, he should have done what he done. Sorry, I had to have that accent. Either way, they ran the ball remotely well. Like, they couldn't. Joe Mixon had one attempt. Yeah, they probably should have been happening. Receiving, yeah, whatever. Defensively, Trever Henderson had a really nice pick. That's all I gotta basically say about them. Yeah, 29-26 your final. The Dolphins have won a record in preseason. I hope Tua doesn't stink. Oh yeah, 49ers Raiders. Ugh, that's what I'll just say about this game. It was just because it was a bad game. No, I'm just joking. Yeah, Nathan Peterman, another average game, 18 of 29, 175 yards, touchdown pick. They couldn't run the ball. Basically, that's it, because they didn't really run the ball at all with anyone but B.J. Edmonds. I don't know why they tried to run it with him. Like, his first carry was bad, and the next one was bad, and the next one was bad again. Receiving, like, Nick Bowers just didn't look good, but he still had a touchdown. Dylan Stoner, he could be on the team. I really don't know. John Brown, he probably could be their number one. Like, maybe. Max Richardson tackled Trey Lance. Good for him. He had 11 total tackles. That's pretty crazy. Not as much as the 13 that, who was it? Whatever, he only had 13 tackles. Trey Lance, he looked decent, like, up and down again. He didn't throw a pick this time, though. He was pretty confident. 6 of 13, 46 yards. Garoppolo looked better, 4 of 7, 64 yards because he was pushing down the field. But it did help that he had a good running game. Wayne Gallman was in there Mostert was in there when Garoppolo was in there, and it was good. Trey Lance and Jimmy Garoppolo both had rushing touchdowns. Jermichael Hasty looked like the best back on the field, though, because he just ran everywhere he went. Receiving front Sherfield had a good game. George Kittle again had a bam play catch. Yeah, Quentin Dix had a pick. Good to see him back on the field. That's about it for the defense. Jaquiski Tarr had, I don't know, why is he on the field? He's their starting safety. He had 5 tackles. Okay, yeah. Maybe trying to get him back to game speed. I really don't know. Next we got Patriots Giants. Like, I don't like the Patriots Giants game. Like, it was just not good. Mac Jones looked really good. Like, 10 of 14, 106 yards. Finally threw a touchdown. Yeah, he had a good game. Brian Hoyer, 9 of 10, 73 yards. Yeah, the reason I did this in the intro is because Cam Newton, that was not a bad pass by him. It was a good pass, just Jacoby Myers sucks. Yeah, that's why he threw that interception. Like, he didn't look great. 2 of 5, of course, is a lot to be desired, but whatever. They ran the ball like they wanted to. Ramondre Stevenson again had a good game. They wanted to give him the ball in the red zone, so they did, but he didn't get a ton of carries. Ramondre Stevenson again had a couple catches. I liked how they played. This game maybe might have a job, probably not. Jacoby Myers should get cut. Defensively, they actually played pretty darn well. Like, they had so many sacks. They had, let's see. 1, 3. Yeah, they had 3 sacks. Wait. 1, 2. 1, 3. They had 4 sacks. Yeah, the Giants' offensive line didn't look good. And Daniel Jones had a couple of near, like, throwaways. Like, he actually looked pretty darn good. For how the defense played, he actually looked decent. Yeah, Patriots went 3-0 in preseason. They won 22-20. Mike Lennon at the end made it close, but the Giants went 0-3 preseason. That's basically all I say. But Daniel Jones, 17 of 22, 135 yards, touchdown pick. He didn't look great, but he was actually pretty good against the defense that the Patriots put out there. Mike Lennon made the game interesting. 9 of 17, 147 yards, 2 touchdowns. Running the ball, they actually ran the ball pretty well with everyone but Devontae Booker in the red zone. So yeah. Receiving Davian Willis, I've never heard of him. Damian Willis, but whatever. Alex Batchman, I've heard of him. He's a decent route runner. I'm not surprised he scored a touchdown. Caden Smith, of course, he's their fourth string tight end. Whatever. I don't know what to deal with Kelvin Benjamin. Sam Beal, he had the heck of a game. Really stopped the Patriots in the end. Now it's the stinker. Yeah, Sunday Night Football debut, Browns Falcons. It was a stinker, to say the least. This is a very long video. I'm sorry if you guys are still watching. It's nice to know. But 19-10 was your final. It was just ugly. Like, not good game. Baker Mayfield looked really well, though. Falcons had a stinker in preseason. Yeah. Either way, the Browns. Say something really quick. Case Keenum looked pretty well. Good, 1,909 yards. Like, he was out there for, like, the mid-second quarter and to the third quarter. Chiefs, Luletta almost blew the game, 11 of 22 for 150 yards, touchdown, 2 interceptions. The touchdown saved the game, to tell you the truth. Baker Mayfield, 6 of 10, 113 yards, touchdown. He looked good. Running the ball, they actually couldn't really run the ball well. Kareem Hunt had 2 carries. They, like, absolutely stacked the box. I'm surprised he even got positive yardage on this. Davian Davis, whatever, and Kadero Hodge had to get a touchdown because he was going to get cut. Anthony Schwartz, they didn't really throw it to him, to tell you the truth. He's the fastest player on the team. It's not even close. But yeah. Wait, did he get any returns? No, he didn't. That's sad. Jojo Natson, I forgot they have him. Yeah, Jojo Natson's good. On the Falcons, Josh Rosen. Man, I hate how Josh Rosen played. Like, 9 of 18, he missed a lot of passes. 118 yards touchdown. There was 5 of these passes were dropped, but he missed on one throw so badly. It was an absolute duck. Felipe Franks, 5'8", 66 yards. He didn't really throw the ball. Josh Rosen, why did he run the ball? I don't know. Dante Freeman, yeah, but Kadero Olsen, he probably should have gotten more carries because he looked good. Just tell you that. Josh Rosen, here's the thing about him. He just didn't look great. He got sacked a couple times. He fumbled the ball. It just wasn't good. He botched snap. Kyle Pitts had that huge reception. Jawad Green had the touchdown. Whatever. Younghoe Koo. Yeah, he tried to make a tackle. It didn't end well. Yeah, that's going to be ended for this video because it was an ugly last game of preseason. 19 down was your final. Either way, I hope you like it. Like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe. Of course, I hope you enjoyed the video. And week 1, I got that preview coming up. This game's going to be previewed probably in a week or so. Either way, like and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed the video.